Hey there, pirates! Welcome aboard the Anime No Mi channel. Magic exists in One Piece, and we discovered this through the appearance of the world nobles in the Egghead arc. Now, with the arrival of a mysterious character, we realize that this is real. However, what's incredible is that one of the Straw Hats is going to dominate this power, and I'll show you all of this in today's video. I hope for your support to help our crew win, and to do so, you just need to click the thumbs up button, leave a like, and subscribe to the channel. By doing this, you will win an incredible devil fruit, so just comment which fruit you want. Guys, the idea of magic in One Piece has always been something that sparked a lot of speculation. From the beginning, the story has always presented elements that defy traditional scientific explanation, such as the Akuma no Mi, supernatural abilities, and seemingly inexplicable events. However, magic had never shown signs of existence in the story. But as the narrative has advanced, especially in the recent chapters, the introduction of magic circles and the possibility of more traditional magic open a new chapter in understanding the universe created by Eiichiro Oda. First of all, we cannot ignore the recent events involving the Gorosei and Im-sama. In chapter 1085, we see Im-sama using a power that resembles an ancient and forbidden form of magic. The almost absolute control over the situation, coupled with the brutal and direct destruction of something or someone, suggests that we are not only talking about technology or hockey abilities. I think these moments indicate that the origin of the power of the Gorosei and Im-sama goes beyond the physics and pure energy that we know in One Piece. There may be a magical source that hasn't been explored clearly yet, but is deeply connected to the lost century and the mystery of the poneglyphs. One of the most intriguing moments came in chapter 1134, where we see a character who looks identical to Shanks being transported to Elbaf through a magic circle. The presence of these black lightning bolts and the way he appeared immediately bring to mind the idea of summoning magic. If we consider that this Shanks might not be the original, as suggested by theories based on chapter 907, this only reinforces the idea that magic is involved in the creation or manipulation of these characters. Another relevant point is the use of magic circles by the Gorosei. In chapter 1086, we saw Saturn moving using a method that didn't seem like mere technology, but rather a magical ritual involving symbolism. This idea is further supported by the fact that Saturn's appearance in his combat form resembles a demon or magical creature. I don't think this is a coincidence, but rather a clue that the Gorosei possess magical knowledge dating back to ancient times, possibly from a civilization that existed even before the ancient kingdom. The issue of magic is also connected to the concept of the Akuma no Mi. Vegapunk in chapter 1069 explains that these fruits are the materialization of human desires. But how can something as abstract as a desire be transformed into a tangible fruit? I think this is an indication that magic and science are deeply intertwined in the world of One Piece. Perhaps the Akuma no Mi are products of a magical scientific process developed by the ancient kingdom, something that both the world government and Vegapunk have only scratched the surface of in terms of understanding. Moreover, it's important to remember the role of religions and mythologies in One Piece. The narrative has always presented elements related to gods and higher entities. For example, the religion of Scipia idolized Enel as a god, but this was disproven by science in Luffy's fight. However, the actions of the Gorosei and Im-sama suggest that there may indeed be real magical entities or forces. I think these entities may be connected to the will of D and the fate of those who carry this name. After all, the D seems to be a direct threat to Im-sama and the world government, and perhaps this has a connection to ancient and forgotten magic. If magic truly is a force in the world of One Piece, this could also explain why Im-sama seems to have such control over the world. The destruction of Leloucia in chapter 1060 is a clear example of this. While many speculate that it was a weapon like Uranus, I think it could also be a form of magic or a combination of technology and magic. Im-sama is a figure surrounded by mystery, and their absolute control suggests they have access to powers far beyond anything any other character has demonstrated. Based on these arguments, it's possible to theorize that magic could be an essential element for the resolution of One Piece. The connection between the poneglyphs, the lost century, and the Akuma no Mi suggests that everything is linked to an ancient knowledge that was erased by the world government. I think the magical methods used by the Gorosei and Im-sama are remnants of that knowledge, and perhaps Luffy and his crew will need to learn to use magic to defeat them. And with the discovery of magic in One Piece, it inevitably brings us to a central figure of the Straw Hat crew, Nico Robin. The crew's archaeologist has always been a character surrounded by mystery and profound knowledge of the world. Since her introduction to the story, Robin has been presented as the only living person capable of reading the poneglyphs, making her one of the world government's biggest targets. With the recent events involving magic and its potential uses, it's plausible to imagine that Robin might be the key to unraveling and perhaps mastering this element. First, it's important to highlight that Robin was directly involved in recovering the lost knowledge of Ohara. In the Elbaf arc, we learned learned that Saul, who everyone believed had lost his life, survived and was instrumental in preserving the books and scrolls of O'Hara's scholars. This detail, revealed in chapters 1066 and 1067, is crucial because it shows that O'Hara's knowledge wasn't completely destroyed. I think that with the arrival of the Straw Hats in Elbaf, Robin will have access to this material. These texts may contain information about the ancient magic the world government tried to hide, perhaps linked to the ancient kingdom and the lost century. Robin, with her intellect and ability to decipher poneglyphs, is a natural candidate to explore and understand magic. Unlike Luffy, who focuses on strength and will, or Zoro, who enhances his haki, Robin has always had a focus on knowledge. If magic is something that requires deep study and historical understanding, she is the ideal character for this. I think Robin could be trained in magic by scholars from Elbaf, or perhaps by someone who knows the legacy of O'Hara. After all, the connection between ancient wisdom and magic seems to be a recurring theme in One Piece. Another point that strengthens this theory is Robin's relationship with powers that already have a mystical aura. Her Akuma no Mi, the Hana no Mi, allows her to create multiple limbs of her body on any surface. Although it is described as a natural ability within the context of devil fruits, the concept of creating clones and manipulating parts of the body in remote locations resembles elements of magic and occultism in other works. I think this natural affinity with unusual abilities could make Robin's transition to true magic easier. Recent events also suggest that Robin herself is becoming more central to the narrative. In the Wano arc, for example, she was sought by the CP0 precisely for her knowledge of the poneglyphs. This shows that the world government continues to fear what Robin is capable of discovering. With the introduction of magic into the story, it's possible that Robin will find a way to use this knowledge against the world government. Perhaps she won't just read the ancient texts, but also learn to use the powers described within them. Elbaf, in particular, seems to be the ideal place for this transition. The Island of Giants has been repeatedly mentioned as a center of history and wisdom. The fact that Saul and the books from O'Hara are there suggests that Elbaf holds secrets far beyond the brute strength of the giants. I think Robin could discover texts or artifacts related to magic in Elbaf, perhaps something that explains the origin of the magical circles, seen being used by the Gorosei and Im-sama. Additionally, Robin has a personal motivation to delve into this knowledge. She lost everything to the world government and dedicated her life to uncovering the truth about the past. If magic is a tool to confront the Gorosei and Im-sama, it makes sense that Robin would want to master it. I think she wouldn't do this just for power, but as a means of protecting her friends and ensuring that the truth about the lost century comes to light. It's also interesting to consider the impact this would have on the dynamics of the Straw Hat crew. So far, Luffy has been the center of attention with his search for the One Piece and his connection to Joy Boy. However, if Robin becomes the user of magic, this would place her in a prominent position within the crew. She wouldn't just be the archaeologist, but also the magician, the one capable of directly confronting the most mystical and unknown threats. I think this also opens the possibility of a direct confrontation between Robin and the Gorosei. If the Gorosei truly use magic, as suggested by the magic circles in chapter 1086, Robin could be the only one capable of understanding and fighting them on the same level. This doesn't mean she would face such powerful figures alone, but her knowledge and abilities would be essential to leveling the playing field. Finally, the idea of Robin mastering magic also ties into the broader theme of One Piece, which is the pursuit of freedom. Magic, like haki and the Akuma no Mi, is a form of power. However, while haki depends on willpower and the Akuma no Mi are limited by their rules, magic seems to be something that transcends those limits. If Robin can master magic, she would be embracing a power that was erased from history precisely because it was a threat to the tyranny of the world government. Therefore, I believe Robin has a crucial role to play in the exploration of magic in One Piece. Her knowledge, history, and connections with O'Hara and Elbaf make her the ideal character to unravel these secrets. If magic truly is an important part of the future narrative, Robin may become one of the most important figures in the final battle against the world government and Im-sama. But what do you think about this? Does magic really exist? Will Robin be able to master it? That was today's content. We hope you liked it and want to share your opinion on the subject. Don't forget to share the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and stay amazing.